You gotta talk to the cameraman. Oh, jeez, I gotta cover up. It's 2:30 a.m. and we can't sleep. Yesterday, Willa was up at midnight running around the house.
I've never had such a problem with the time change. I think it's the quarantine this time. This is awful, this light thing. I was like almost asleep.
Keep the boobies covered, man. Keep them covered.
They're covered, sweetie.
I'm Ben.
I can't suck it in anymore and pretend it's not there.
That's Ashley. And that's our floating home, Nahoa. We recently added another crew member. She goes by the name of Willa. After having sailed over halfway around the world, we are getting ready for the second half of our circumnavigation, which will take us across the Indian Ocean and around the bottom of Africa. But with many of the world's borders still closed and Ashley getting more pregnant by the day, we've decided to haul the boat out, head back to Canada, have the baby, and then we'll continue on our travels in the not too distant future as a family of 4. You ready?
No, never ready to leave the boat. But yes, I'm ready to go home. Getting fatter, more pregnant. It's time to go home and do something about it. And but yeah, it's always hard leaving your boat. I think it's easier right now because it's rainy season. It's monsoon season in Thailand. I'm not as sad to be leaving Thailand right this very second.
So today is our last day in Thailand, and we have this happening. It's monsoon season.
Today was the day we set aside to film. And film we will.
I think we've timed this perfectly, not that it was our timing when we were conceiving Willa, but I mean, having the second child during COVID is still, I think, a really smart idea, because by the time we do get back, the borders will be opening, vaccines will be readily available everywhere, so it's really a good time to have kids.
Say bye-bye, Noah. Bye-bye. 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 Anyway, we were just talking about how we feel. Willa's feeling a bit sad, I think. But
No, she's not. She just wants to be fed or something.
It's a really weird feeling this time leaving. I'm not...
No feeling.
Yeah, it's like...
No sadness, no happiness.
I'm always sad leaving the boat, but I feel like it's in good hands right now. I'm really excited to have it where it is.
I think part of it too is that we can't go anywhere. We can't experience other cultures, so, you know.
Well, we can go in Thailand.
Yeah.
Actually, no, we can't, because our visas expire in one day, and I don't think they're renewing them anymore. Anyway, we'll catch you in the airport. We're here. So this is us traveling light, eh?
This is a normal day in travel of the Starboard Brimmer going.
A little different now, hey?
She was easier 5 months ago when we first arrived.
Flying with a 10-month-old, way easier?
Way easier. Now we eat, sleep, and poop and have an opinion.
But we really aren't sure what our opinion is, so it's just general mayhem.
Where's the dodo?
I guess it's not cleaned that frequently, that part. You know what? We were walking before I had Willa. I was pregnant. We were walking around Victoria, and there was a little kid just a bit older than Willa, and it was like the height of COVID. She must have been born a like baby, and the kid's like grabbing onto this railing and putting its mouth all over it, and I was like, oh my gosh, those parents or those grandparents need to stop that from happening. Have you met my child? She puts her mouth in her hands and her things on everything. Like, it's just ridiculous.
It's dead.
And I think if it weren't for COVID, we wouldn't all care so much. But we sort of care. I wiped it.
This is our first stop on our way home to Canada. We're in Bangkok now. We flew from Phuket. It's only like an hour and a half long flight. Now we got to overnight in Bangkok in a hotel. And then tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. we have to go to the airport. The other thing that's happening is I got to get a video out before, basically as soon as we land in Vancouver, I have to have a video out. Ashley, I don't know what Ashley's doing. She loves to pack and unpack. Kind of like Willa. Willa is now walking around and just walks around the house, packs and unpacks, mostly unpacks. I wonder who she gets it from.
That's not fair. Who actually didn't pack anything?
Me. What time is it?
4:50. 5:02. We're supposed to leave right now. Anyway, Dad put on Willa's shoes, which isn't good. But Willa, I put on Willa's pants this morning, and she started pulling at them like, what the heck are pants? They're quite matchy too. I hadn't planned that, but it did happen. This is like Willa's only shirt that fits her now.
Okay, we gotta go, man.
Yeah, we gotta go. You come on, tell me what you said. You're proud of us because we're organized.
We arrived on time. We don't have too much baggage, and we haven't had any meltdowns yet. It's good. Neither Ash nor Willa has had a meltdown.
I thought it was pretty funny that he was proud of me for packing the bag and not having a meltdown. Today's the day of the all-day breakfast. We left Thailand at 7 in the morning, so we got breakfast. And we're arriving in the morning in Canada, so we get breakfast again on the next flight. So it's the all-day breakfast. You know what I mean?
Omelets, sausage.
I think it's like harder to ruin, but at the same time, not.
How's that going for you, Willa? You falling asleep? You're doing great. Good job falling asleep.
Escape complete. We're like homeless. It feels like we're homeless right now. We're back and forth too much.
It's literally Christmas here. Middle of summer, but we celebrate Christmas in the middle of summer.
Okay, I'll take the baby.
Merry Christmas.
We walked out of the airport and Ben goes, it's Christmas here. It's like, what, do they have the Christmas decorations up? Because sometimes in Thailand, they still have Christmas decorations up, even in the middle of summer. We are back in Canada. I can't believe it. It's 11 degrees according to Apple. And we made it safe and sound, no problems, smooth as butter. And is that even a saying? Like, I don't know why I just said that. But anyway, this is our first stop of quarantine. 14 days, 3 days, up to 3 days in this hotel. It's kind of a bit weird. I'll talk to you about it as we go through. Didn't know you were filming me. Yeah, it was a bit chillier than we were used to, so we were afraid to, you know, remove any clothing. But apparently summer's coming back.
This is great. This is bigger than the boat. I've got like a super wide angle on. It's huge. Willa just pooped. The whole house smells. She's got lots of walking room, more than the boat. Let's turn this shit off. Whoops.
Wow! Squish that poo in.
Can we get rid of like some lamps and dresser? Just put them outside the door.
So we've discovered that we really like to have Willa in a bedroom so that we don't have to go to bed at 6 p.m. because she's kind of like a light sleeper at the beginning. So this was the only quarantine hotel because you have to do 3 days quarantine when you come back to Vancouver, and this was the only quarantine hotel I could find that had a suite that didn't cost $6,000 for 3 days.
You can take your mask off.
I'm allowed to take it off. Well, that's kind of nice.
You can take your shoes too there. You're home.
Hey, we're here. Yay.
Oh, Willa sleeps in there.
In the tub?
Yep. It's been busy.
Yeah. It's been really busy, but we're in Canada, and so I expect things to really kind of come down about 10 notches. Especially since we're kind of in quarantine. And we're not stoked to be off of Nahoa and us, but we're stoked to be home right now because it's so right. It's the right call to be home for summer, and it's the right call for her to be home for the baby right now. And
Yeah, it's good. It's all good. It's really good. Good things are happening.
Last night, like at 12:30 at night, when I was getting up in 4 hours, I was like, I don't have any milk for the baby when I arrived here, and.
Do you get any 5 cent candy?
No, I didn't. But I did get this.
You got yourself something.
I got myself a chocolate bar and some canned fancy water, like Perrier, you know, because we need that junk in our lives. But anyway, yeah, a little box of treats arrived in our hotel room.
We call this land the land
The
of plenty. It's very plentiful around here.
But you know, it's just so funny. I mean,
everything. You get
I don't even know what I ordered. I mean, I got apples and bananas and peanut butter and jam and a loaf of bread. Because I was like, have to feed the baby. I didn't know what to do.
Anyways, we're just on the ferry. We got our COVID test results back from the test on arrival that we did at the airport. Turns out it was negative.
That's pretty good.
Which means we were let out of the quarantine hotel, which we paid how much?
$1,800 Canadian.
For
3 nights.
less than 24 hours.
Yeah. Oh, no, we were there 24 hours.
But it was non-refundable. So now they let us out and we rented a car to drive to the island, which is kind of our other home.
There is a lot of debate about how this 3-day hotel quarantine thing is in Canada. Because 3 days is not an incubation period in no part of the world for COVID. So it just seems like a giant weird money scheme grab. We don't really get it. But we had to jump through the hoops. The alternative is a $3,000 fine at the airport.
Per person.
Per person. I wasn't sure if they were going to find Willa, but regardless, I managed to find a quarantine hotel that was less than the fine. A lot of people some people are choosing to just pay the fine because you can quarantine at home. I think it's actually safer. It would have been safer for everyone if we'd just kind of gone home, I think. But in Canada, because you could have gone straight there by a plane.
Last night, Willa was moaning all night long. She wasn't crying. You'd like put your hand on her back and she'd quiet down. But then when you weren't doing that, she's like, all night long.
Until she started kicking you.
That's great. You gotta talk to the cameraman. Oh, jeez, I gotta cover up. Are you covered? Are you decent?
I'm decent.
It's 2:30 a.m. and we can't sleep. Ashley just farted under the covers.
And you cannot put that on video. Just delete that video and start over.
It's 2:30 a.m. and we can't sleep. Yesterday, Willa was up at midnight running around the house.
I've never had such a problem with the time change. I think it's the quarantine this time. This is awful, this light thing. I was like almost asleep.
Keep the boobies covered, man. Keep them covered.
They're covered, sweetie.
Okay, good night, people. Just a little check-in there for you.
Yeah. So, the time change when you're forced to stay inside all day.
Much harder when you're in quarantine.
Yeah.
Yesterday we slept till 11 a.m.
Yeah, Willa woke up at 11.
The day before I was up from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m.
Things are getting better.
And then Ashley got pissed because she heard me eating toast at 4:30 a.m.
I was like, what is happening out here?
3 toasts did the trick, man.
Yeah, and then Willa was up at 6 with me. I thought we were all on track and on schedule, and then all of a sudden we all failed. We've got the alarm set today.
How's my breath?
Tomorrow we're going to be exhausted, but we're going to try and get back on Canadian schedule.
Good night.